So I know that it's still very early and we're still only in August of 2025, but I do want to make my top 10 list of my most anticipated DCU and MCU projects for 2026. I think that it's going to be a huge year, obviously, and 2027 is also going to be huge with Beyond the Spider-Verse, Secret Wars, Batman Part 2, maybe even a Superman sequel, but 2026 is going to be a very special year. And once again, we're going to be combining the MCU projects and the DCU projects together, and I'm going to start with the number 10, and that is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. Now, I'm not like the biggest Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man fan. I would say that yes, I did enjoy Season 1. I really did like what they produced here. And I also do think that it's not going to be the last time we're going to be seeing Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, like this version of him in this season. We're probably going to see him in Beyond the Spider-Verse, something that has been reported over the past few months. But I do love the fun world building in this universe. It is separate from anything else that we have seen before. And I would consider this as like a appetizer to whatever else we're going to be seeing about Spider-Man through the year of 2026. We're also going to be getting Brand New Day, also Avengers Doomsday, where Spider-Man is also going to be there. But like I've said, Season 2 is my least most anticipated for 2026. I do like Norman Osborn, played by Coleman Domingo. I think that he has an amazing voice. I was outstanded by his performance. But yeah, I do expect for Season 2 to push further into the Osborn family drama, maybe some Spider-Gwen possibilities. In the end, I do think that I'm going to have a lot of fun. Moving on towards number 9, and that is Vision Quest. Now, I'm a huge WandaVision fan. When I saw the show, I'm like, okay, like, is this going to be some sort of period piece? Like, I don't even think it's going to be that good. Like, it is one of the first few shows that Disney Plus has to offer, but I just don't think it's going to be that well done. Up until I saw the first 3 episodes, I'm like, bro, amazing. The way that they were able to storytell the relationship dynamic between Vision and Wanda. And I did not even know that we were like under a spell with Wanda because all of that was fake. It was a fake reality. So I loved going through that journey. This is also going to be the culmination of all of the other storylines that we have seen through Disney Plus, like Agatha with Wiccan, Wanda herself, and Vision. I expect a lot of those characters to be featuring in Vision Quest. It is going to be a show that I do think that we're going to be seeing a very witchcrafty, very fantastical type of show, which I do love. I was also a huge fan of Agatha, but I'm very excited to see this show. I believe that going into his world, seeing what he has been doing over the past 5 to 6 years is something to explore. It's going to be a great character study, and I really do wonder whether he's going to end up knowing what happened to Wanda, because as we all know, Wanda did die, apparently, or like reportedly, in Multiverse of Madness, which I don't believe, by the way. I don't believe that it is going to be the last time we're going to be seeing the Scarlet Witch or Wanda in the MCU. I really do think that Vision will encounter her through the episodes. Moving on towards number 8, and that is Punisher, a special presentation. It's also going to be on Disney Plus. I just cannot wait to see this. It's going to be brutal, hard R, very bloody. It is for sure also going to be Jon Bernthal's year, because he is going to be in multiple projects. He's going to have the Punisher special presentation. He's going to be in Brand New Day. He's also going to be in the Odyssey, and maybe, I would just say there's a 40% chance that he might be in Avengers Doomsday. But as we all know, we saw where the Punisher was by the end of Born Again Season 1. He came out of that cage. He came out of jail. He was able to manipulate one of those corrupt officers, break his freaking arm, and then just come out. We'll see, right, where that does take him and what type of character he ends up becoming by the end of this special presentation, because it is going to lead towards Spider-Man Brand New Day. Keep in mind that I also expect for this special presentation to also lean on Daredevil Born Again, because the Punisher will return in Born Again Season 2. I expect him to team up to try and take on the Kingpin alongside with other vigilantes. We'll see who they are. Like, I pray to God, bro, that one of them is Spider-Man, but I just don't think Sony's gonna want Spider-Man in a Disney Plus series. I just think that legally, contractually, he has not even signed up for that. But there is going to be other vigilantes teaming up with Daredevil and the Punisher. But all of this is going to be set up with the Punisher special presentation. Now moving on towards number 7, and that is Lanterns. Lanterns, finally, right? We're talking about the first DCU project, another series, but it will be on HBO. It is going to be a true detective type of story. I'm also very excited to see how Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are going to be portrayed through this show, because the fact that they have found perfect castings for both of these characters amazes me. James Gunn never underdelivers, just like what he did with David Cornsweet's Superman, or Millie Alcock's Supergirl, or even Lois Lane. James Gunn just always finds the correct actors for these roles. Kyle Chandler is going to be phenomenal, who's going to be playing redefine Hal Jordan. Aaron Pierre, I have seen him in some other movie, I forgot which movie it was, but he is for sure Jon Stewart. Like, he is. You look at him, you look at his face, and you're like, yes, that is Jon Stewart. It's also going to present Guy Gardner, a character that we have already seen through Superman, played by Nathan Fillion. And if we really are going to get a detective type of story, it's going to be very interesting to see how all of that does balance out, because these two characters, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, are very cosmic, very like up in space type of characters. So how is this going to be a grounded, true detective type of story? We'll see how that does balance out, because if you look at the first picture that they have shown, nothing about this picture tells me that this is going to be a cosmic type of story. We're going to delve deep into a murder mystery, which makes me think, right, like, what if, and this is just me speculating, I'm not speaking based off like something that I have read on X or like on Google or whatever, or anywhere on the internet, it's just me speculating, but if this is truly going to be a grounded, true detective murder mystery type of story, like, what if we get reference to Batman? What if there is a reference of Bruce Wayne, and maybe that could be like finally the first hint that James Gunn has given us that the Batman is coming very soon? We'll see. All in all, I'm still going to be very happy while watching Lanterns. Moving on towards number 6, and that is X-Men 97. I loved the first season that was made by Disney Plus. Pure nostalgia. I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys, I have never seen the original X-Men 97. I only grew up with the cinematic X-Men, meaning I have seen X-Men back in 2000, X-Men 2 back in 2003, I believe, or 2004, and then X-Men 3 that came out in 2006. I grew up with that type of X-Men. I never saw the cartoon ones. So I came into X-Men 97 season 1 last year as a new fan, as somebody who just came in just raw dogging that whole season with no context whatsoever. And let me tell you guys, I believe that there were many other people out there that saw X-Men 97 last year, and they said that this was amazing, that you don't even need to see the X-Men 97 that came out 25 years ago. Like you don't need that nostalgia type of kick to it to really enjoy season 1. I enjoyed it. I'm speaking based off someone who has never seen the previous versions, and I still liked it. Like, when I saw episode 5 and I saw that attack on Genosha, and there were some X-Men in there like Magneto or Gambit, and how I saw them like die in that episode, it was just very heavy on the heart. Like, you truly felt for the other characters surrounding Magneto and Gambit. So going into season 2, for sure, is going to be teasing Apocalypse. It's going to be also teasing the Mutant Wars, a lot of time travel as well. There's a lot of things that the rest of the X-Men characters have to do in season 2 to really rise up to the occasion. But I love it, man. I love the story. I love everything about it. Every character I fell in love with. The art within this series is also amazing. It's breathtaking. Moving on towards number 5, and that is Clayface, another DCU project. The reason why I'm so excited about Clayface is because this is literally just about a person who looks very good. I think that he's like playing an actor, but he is recognized for having like an amazing face apparently, and then just all of a sudden his face gets destroyed. I don't remember the specifics on how his face gets destroyed, but he ends up being very ugly, and then that eventually leads towards him becoming Clayface. It's a tragic monster story. It's going to be very different, a lot of psychological horror mixed with like body transformations, and it is going to be setting up the world of the Batman that we will be getting in the DCU, and it'll be written by horror directors like Mike Flanagan, who also did projects like The Hunting or The Fall of the House of Usher, The Life of Chuck, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House. They have a really good solid director, and so that is why I place Clayface in number 5. Now moving on towards the top 4, and that is going to be Daredevil Born Again season 2. I mean, like we talked about Daredevil Born Again season 2. I saw season 1. The choreography felt very real. The storyline, it just takes you. I like the fact that in season 1 they showcased in the first like 4 episodes that he did not want to be Daredevil anymore. So we saw like the lawyer journey of him through the first half, and in the second half he became Daredevil again. And not only is he coming back, but he's also coming back with a lot of vengeance, and he does want to really take down the Kingpin alongside with other vigilantes. I remember when he said in that last episode that we're gonna need a team, or he said something like that. He said we're gonna need a team, or we're gonna have to call up more people. This is literally all about saving New York from corruption. John Berthol's The Punisher is also going to be back. It's very much in my top 4 for sure. Moving on towards number 3, and that is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, I'm really hyped up about Millie Alcock. I think that she's gonna kill it as Kara, aka Supergirl. I saw her in that little cameo that we were given for the Superman movie. I think that she looked very, I would say, different. You can just truly tell that there is a difference between her and Clark Kent. If you guys are unfamiliar with the comics, Kara is somebody who is more of a mess. She's traumatized. She's cynical. She does not really trust humanity. So she is going to be a mess, as we did see in that little cameo. Somebody who just does not care. Somebody who does not even train her own dog, which is Crypto. It is going to be a full cosmic space opera with her going on a revenge mission, while at the same time trying to figure out what kind of hero she wants to be. And most importantly, ever since James Gunn said that there is going to be a Superman sequel, that it is going to contain the Super family, I'm like, okay, I know exactly where you're trying trying to do here. I know what you're trying to set up. You want to have the super family under this Superman saga that we're in right now that eventually does lead towards Brainiac. And I think that we're going to be seeing our first appearance of Brainiac in Supergirl. It just has to be. Brainiac may not be the main villain for Supergirl, but we are going to be seeing some flashbacks of Brainiac going through Krypton. So there is a lot of hype behind Supergirl. Now let's move on towards the last two. And number 2 is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just cannot wait for this movie. I really just cannot wait. We are going to go back to the original Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that we do deserve. With all of his friends not remembering that he is Spider-Man, with Aunt May gone, with him being stuck in a little tiny apartment, does that not remind you of the original Spider-Man from the early 2000s with Tobey Maguire? We are literally going to get introduced to a Spider-Man rebuilding his life from scratch. So it is going to be very grounded. It's also going to feature the Punisher. It's also going to feature the Hulk. We'll see who the villain is. My own theory about this thing is I think that it is going to be the Scorpion who ends up becoming Venom. And I have already seen the set photos of them filming Brand New Day on the streets, and I'm like, dude, this looks amazing. The costume, how it feels so real, how it does not feel like it's CGI. It'll feel so authentic when watching this in live action. It's going to be a blockbuster spectacle, a street level drama, something that's going to carry us to Avengers Doomsday. And that, my friends, is what carries us to number 1, and that is Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday, the last movie that comes out in 2026. Unfortunately, I really wished that it came out in May 2026 because we still have like a year and 4 months left till we get there. I want to see this movie now, but this is going to be a movie where we pray and we hope that it does restart the MCU. We want to see that whatever struggles that we saw in the past 5 years in terms of storytelling, maybe bad casting, maybe forcing characters into the timeline too much, I hope that a lot of this does get fixed after Doomsday and Secret Wars. This will be the beginning. And just like Joe Russo or somebody else said, I believe it was one of the Russo brothers, but they said that don't look at Doomsday like how we saw Infinity War and Endgame. Look at Doomsday as the beginning of something new, not the end and culmination of the multiverse saga. And that gets me very excited because that gives the opportunity narratively to really restart everything that we have been through in the past 5 years. Keep whatever is working and take away all the stuff that you just don't like and what does not end up resonating with the fans. It is going to set us up very well post Endgame. And with Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom, I want to see that. I think that Robert Downey Jr. has a lot to give as Dr. Doom. Look at how he portrayed one of the characters in Oppenheimer. This guy has range. This guy knows how to act like a villain. And we're also going to be seeing Dr. Doom in live action for the first time in the MCU with Tobey Maguire, with Hugh Jackman, Daredevil, with Spider-Man. We're also finally going to see the OG X-Men come back in live action with comic accurate suits. This is going to be bonkers. So how do you go bigger than Endgame? You do this. You do exactly what Doomsday is doing right now. You put all of these pieces together, tell a good story, make us understand why we're going to be resetting after Secret Wars, give us all of the appearances, all of the cameos, and we'll see how we move on from there. Many characters are going to pass away. We're going to see incursions. We're going to see a multiversal war, maybe see Kang. Battleworld is also going to be formed by God Emperor Doom. I know that a lot of these things might come out in Secret Wars, but overall, I'm considering Doomsday and Secret Wars as one big story. But that is the reason why Doomsday is my most anticipated movie of 2026. Everybody just has to be there. Like, bro, I want this so bad. I wish one of you guys can just like come to my house, knock me out, like punch me so hard and make sure that I am in a coma and wake me up on the week of Avengers Doomsday so we can just fast forward through all this together. But that is it, right? Let me know what your rankings are going to be for 2026. What do you put number 1? What do you put in number 2? What about number 3? What about number 4? What gets you the most excited? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.